Welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from Westlake Village, California. A beautiful little Tuesday morning where you can tell it's going to be another very hot day. So what are we going to talk about? Bitcoin price targets. We're going to talk about some of the top altcoin price targets and whether we are bullish or bearish on this market. And by the way, hit that like button if you enjoy the content. Feel free to do that. So everybody wants to know why Bitcoin's down just over the last day. Is it the inflation coming in higher than expected? Is it the rate hikes that people are worried about? The China lockdowns? Is it Putin's insatiable quench for war? Who knows? I have a feeling, though. It looks like a bit of a bull trap from yesterday. Elon Musk, bought Twitter. The stock market had a bit of a pump alongside Bitcoin, and now right back down to where we started. However, I do think earnings reports are probably going to run the markets for the next couple of days. And so let's follow up on the last day of analysis here and jump into some Bitcoin price action. I was looking at Luna there. So yesterday we said, look, on the daily time frame, Bitcoin, if we break 39,000 to the downside, very, very likely we're going to hit 37,000 and then take a move all the way down to about 34,000. We still have not broken this trend line, but if we close anywhere like this on the day below 39,000, that's like a bearish engulfing candle almost, and that is not going to look very pretty. So we did say, though, if Bitcoin can get back above this line right here at 44,500, we were looking for targets towards 50,000 to 55,000. So again, the big thing I want to speak about is a 45% move on the 5-day, which has been baking for some time. And we did have a 5-day closure yesterday. However, so this was the 5-day closure yesterday. This is kind of like a long-legged doji candle, which is a candle of indecision. There was some volume here, but not too much volume, as we saw right there. So we're starting to bleed it out here, and I would say even just a tick below 38,129 is probably going to give us that move down to 37, and then probably down to 34 to fill out these wicks right here, and then we can judge it from there. But again, there is a big move baking here, and how would I say the move is going to get started? What I want to see is the BBWP regain the exponential and get above the 20 percentile, kind of, have more of an erect move up. And that would say, okay, 45% move is initiated. But I do want to check in on some of the underlying market dynamics. We got the Fear and Greed Index today coming in at a 27. So we're in the fearful zone. If you look over the last year, I mean, we're held right in this little fearful zone between, what is that? About 20 and 30. So that has been a bit of a bouncy area, but more of a bouncy area is down here when we get to around 10. Open interest, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that really quick here. And open interest is taking a slight tick up, almost 13 billion, 12.9 billion in leverage positions on the board. Let's see, the leverage ratio is still climbing here. And so, again, big move is coming. And again, I'll just take a look at this 5-day, and really, we could we get another big wick like this and a bounce back? Yes. And what I would be looking for is just any kind of a daily closure back above 43,000. And I'd say that would probably do it for me. And, I'd be playing for a move back up to the top side of this range, somewhere around 46,000. So, but currently we have momentum to the downside and we have volatility extremely low. So could this be a corrective move where, so the next 5 days of price action are going to be very important. And I'd say that we probably don't get that explosive move for the next 5 days. So maybe a bit of volatility, a bit of up, down, and sideways for the next 5 days as the market figures out what it's going to do. However, I'd mediate that with a daily closer. See, daily BBWP is just regaining the exponential, but I still want to see it get above, preferably even the 10 percentile from this low of a level. And then I would say the daily move is going to be initiated, which is to the tune of about 20% in either direction. And usually that first leg happens pretty quick. So, yeah, any kind of a daily closure below 39,000, you might get a small bounce and then probably continuation from there. So, again, be looking for the closure for a daily below 39,000. And then if we get that, very likely we'll get a move down to 37,000 with a small bounce and then probably heads down for somewhere around 34,000, 34.5. Yep. So big volatile move incoming. And, right now, 5 days to the downside. And we also have the daily Stokes momentum to the downside. Will not cross back up to the upside unless we get a closure above 40,200. Bitcoin down 1,499 at the moment. Could we reverse that in a day? Yes. Do I think it's likely? Not rather likely, in my opinion. Let's check out the 4 hour here, and 4 hours about to close below 39,000. Do I think we could get a small bounce here? Let's see what the fibs tell us here on a bearish retracement. Yeah, we're closing below the 618. I wouldn't be surprised if we just get continuation off this candle right now and probably retest those lows around 38.5. So, where do we call this? Well, it was a bull trap and then a bear trap. Well, if we can reverse out of here on a bullish retracement, we'd have to get back above the 618 at 39,800. So could we play a bounce off the 236 here? That could happen. But as we are already closing below the 618 on a bearish retracement, I think a little bit more likely to get a little more downside, if not today, over the next day or two. So what else I want to bring our attention to? I think that's it for Bitcoin today. An important closure. I will just say, the 5 day has been fairly accurate in calling these moves. When you get momentum to the downside, will not cross back up unless we get back above 46,000. So pressure remains to the downside. And if we start to see volatility expand on this thing, that's where you could get that 45% move, which if we take a little ruler out and we measure 45%, I think it's going to be pretty nasty. 45% to the downside, would that take us down to 32,000? Let's see. From the top of that candle. No, that would take us down, down, down. To almost that $25,000 mark. Let's see. Let's see. From the top of where the Stokes crossed down would be right there. And that still brings us down quite a bit. I mean, that would be a pretty nasty move to the downside. Do I think we get a bounce somewhere around 34 first? I don't think it happens in 1 day or 1 week, but pressure will be remaining to the downside on the 5 days as long as we're closing below 46,000. And that number will naturally move up over time or move down over time as we get the next 5 day closure, which comes in the next 4 days and 9 hours. Do I want to look at any of the higher term time frames on the quarterly here? that, you know, touching down to that 9 exponential looks like a very good possibility here on the quarterly. How about the monthly close here? Monthly close off the 21 exponential, typically a little bit of a bouncy area there. And looks like the bi-weekly wants to come down to the green 55, at least to 35,000. So, you know, again, we have this massive ascending triangle. We're trying to hold on to our life here at 39,000. What else is hurting us? So not only is NASDAQ down, and it retraced its rally from yesterday, which was a pretty small rally. It looks like a bearish engulfing candle today. We'll see how that closes up today. And do we have any divergence? Yeah, and we were talking about this yesterday, saying that more likely to get some continuation to the downside. Why? Well, we have this, you know, these higher lows. So we're looking for hidden bullish divergence coming back from this point here. And that's this point right here. So in order to get that hidden bullish divergence we're looking for the fourth drive, we'd have to come back below this low right here, essentially. So that would give us 1, 2, 3 drives. On the fourth drive, typically going to get a little bit of a bounce if we can put in a local low. However, this is a bearish engulfing candle, and if we close like this today, I'd expect continuation lower, and that may very well get us down to about 12,900. If we take out this low, the next stop is going to be 12,186. So that'll be the line in the sand for the NASDAQ. I do suspect we get a little bounce there, and that could coincide with Bitcoin getting a little bit of a bounce. What else has been killing us here is this US dollar. Dixie is flying to the moon. Who knows why? When the printing press is running, the dollar is just getting stronger and stronger by the day and heading for our target at 103. And that was our macro target coming off this reversal here when we first made a higher high and a higher low. And we said, hey, look, trend in process. We got the 21, yellow 21 crossing the green 55. And yeah, as soon as we broke out of that ascending triangle, we had a measure move plotted out like this. Like this. Yep. So that target coming in between 102 and 103, right around there, revisiting the March 2020 highs. Funny, March 2020, that was when coronavirus dump happened. And what did the dollar do? The dollar was skyrocketing in value as the rest of the world was crumbling. So dollar and NASDAQ not helping out Bitcoin at the moment. Now, let's move on to a few altcoins. We got Ethereum here, and I would say Ethereum's taking it on the chin alongside Bitcoin, and yep, closing back below 3,000 bucks, not looking good. I would say any kind of a closure back below 2,800 should give us a move down to 24 to 2,500. We've got the Silver Cross coming in right here, typically a great sell to the downside when you cross like that. And BBWP is just starting to expand and regain the exponential again. I'd like to see BBWP get above the 10 or 20 percentile to call that move official. And downside targets, again, are going to be, let's take a fib on it really quick here. Yep, you know, first stop, 2,600, small bounce, and could we get a move all the way down to 2,000? That depends on what Bitcoin does. So Ethereum looking a bit weak, and we got momentum to the downside. And I mean, we could have a higher high and then put in a higher low right here, and that could save the day at about 2,600 on the daily time frame. So I'd be looking out for that level right there. What else do I want to bring up? Luna on the daily here, getting a bit of a backfill from yesterday's nice green candle. Had some volume, but again, altcoins are going to do pretty much whatever Bitcoin does, and usually do it more. Right now, this was, I'm willing to bet we came right up to the 618. Did we get to the 618? Not quite. We got up to the 0.5. And we did say yesterday Luna needed to get above actually 102 to call this rally back on and strong. We did not get that move. So let's take a look at momentum. Momentum will cross to the downside with any kind of a closure below 87. And if that does happen, I do suspect Bitcoin or Luna ultimately takes a trip down to about 70 bucks. So that is, let's take a look at the shorter term time frames, and you see volatility is just starting to expand and get above the exponential. So looks like a bull trap to me. And I would be looking any kind of a daily closure back below here. I'd be looking for, below 89 bucks. I'd be looking for us to at least revisit 77 in the short term. And really, if 77 gets taken out, next target down is going to be revisiting down to about 50 bucks. So that would be pretty harsh for Mr. Luna, but hey, it's the name of the game, volatility in this market. And again, we're not a financial advisor. We don't give financial advice. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose in cryptocurrency land. So Luna, again, the important area to watch on the daily time frame is that $89 level. Any kind of a daily closure back below there. First stop, 76 bucks. And then probably continuation down to about 70. What else did I want to bring up? Let's take a look at the 4-hour here. And if we wanted to use the 4-hour as a mediator, any kind of a 4-hour closure back below 87, probably going to look good for a move back down to 77. And just a little bearish retracement here. Yeah, probably first stop 81 and then 77. All right, that's going to be it for Mr. Luna today. Hey, the price goes on sale. You can always buy more, right? That is what you want. If you loved it at 95, will you really love it at 76 or 50 bucks? All right, Luna. Now, Adam taking it in on the chin has been one of the weaker assets. And Adam, I did plot a pretty nasty target down to about 13 bucks. I do believe if we close anywhere, I'm just going to move this line down here a little bit. Anywhere below 20 bucks, I'd say next stop is 17 with the short-term stop, and then probably a move down to 13 bucks. And that is alongside volatility expanding here, regaining the exponential. That's the kind of thing you want to see for a confirmed downside move. Hey, maybe play it short, right? Okay. And momentum is cross to the downside as long as we are closing below 2151. How'd it look on the weekly? Yeah, definitely heading down to 20 bucks on this guy. And filling out that wick right there. 5-day. We are crossing down as volatility is increasing above the 20 percentile, and I would say this move is probably in progress here to the downside with targets down to, like I said, first stop 17, second stop 13 bucks, and then judge it from there. What else do I want to bring up? Comp getting taken out on the chin as well. And Let's look at it on the 4-hour here. Any kind of a 4-hour closure. Oh, we're getting a little bounce off this here. Do we have any divergences? No, it doesn't look like it. It does not look like. I believe this will be a corrective bounce. If anything, we get back up to the 9 exponential and then probably retreat back to retest the low of about 116. Okay. What else do I want to bring up here? Comp. What's another interesting one? Tezos. Yep, and we did talk about this on the daily time frame. We're holding a nice trend line, breaking it to the downside. And the downside target on this, I believe, if we draw this one out, is going to be at a minimum, something like that. So looking at 230 on Tezos, 230 to somewhere around 230. Looks like that motion is in progress. Volatility is expanding. Momentum is to the downside. And are we playing out any divergences here? No. So you can see that price is not made, well, is going to make a lower low. If we close anywhere today, could we get a little hidden bullish divergence? Very possibly. But that would just be one drive, and we still have these wicks to take out. So looks like these wicks are going to get filled in somewhere around 259 at the moment. All right. I think that's going in XRP. Looks like it's going back down to 60 cents. Cardano targets down to 77 cents. Looks like, it's going to do whatever Bitcoin does. Man, if Cardano heads below 75 cents on a daily closure, it is not going to look good. We are crossed back down. Volatility is expanding. So, what is the hope we have in this market right now? And that is Bitcoin holding on for its life here at $39,000. If we can hold 39,000, definitely a chance for another bounce. And if we can get back above, 43 first and then 44.5, then I would call this a, definitely a fake out bear trap, and all is good and in the clear. All right. So if you guys enjoyed the content, remember, we're not financial advisors, not financial advice. If you did, enjoy some of the content, again, subscribe, hit the button below. Get reminded of all the future daily videos we put out and other resources we drop. Also, if you're interested in learning about incorporating Bitcoin or other cryptos in your IRA, there is a link in the description below. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.